When I die, delete this video. I mean it. Don't turn it into a tribute. Don't repost it. Don't use it for clout. Burn it. Erase it. Let it disappear like I never said a word, because this isn't the legacy I want to leave behind. This isn't the message the top G wants carved into the marble of history. But while I'm still here, breathing, fighting, thinking, I need to say this. I need to say it because there's truth in it. And truth is the one thing I've never been afraid of. I've spent my whole life playing a game that most men don't even know exists. Power, control, discipline, success, the endless pursuit of dominance in a world that's constantly trying to make you weak. And I won. I really did. I reached the top. The money, the cars, the women, the respect, the empire. I built it all with my own hands, my own mind, my own pain. But the truth that most people never hear because it's ugly, because it doesn't fit the image, is that every kingdom comes with ghosts. Every victory costs something. And the older I get, the more I realize I didn't just pay the price in money, time, or blood. I paid it with moments, with people, with parts of myself I'll never get back. I've always said, they can't break me. And that's true. The Matrix can't break me. The system can't cage me. But what they don't tell you is that sometimes you don't need enemies to destroy you. Sometimes you destroy yourself, piece by piece, by chasing a version of greatness that doesn't include peace. That's why I'm making this video, not for sympathy. I don't want sympathy. I despise pity. I'm doing this because maybe one man watching this right now is on the same path I walked, and if I can stop him from making the same mistakes, then maybe it's worth saying. So if you're here for motivation, you might want to click off. This isn't another wake up, get rich, train hard speech. This is the opposite. This is the other side of success, the part nobody posts on Instagram. Let me tell you something. When you become successful, truly successful, you lose things that normal people take for granted. You lose normality, you lose trust, you lose stillness. Everyone around you wants something, everyone has an angle, and if you're not careful, you start believing that's just how life is, that love, loyalty, and peace are luxuries for the weak. That's the first lie I ever told myself, that love is a distraction. See, there was a woman once, I won't say her name. She didn't love Andrew Tate, the top G. She didn't care about the Bugattis or the fame or the way men looked at me with envy. She just saw me, the man underneath it, the chaos, the loneliness, the fire that never stopped burning. She loved that, and for a while I loved her back, but I destroyed it, quietly, slowly, the same way I destroy everything I care about, by choosing war over peace. She wanted presence. I gave her success. She wanted time. I gave her gifts. She wanted me. I gave her excuses. And when she left, she didn't scream, she didn't cry. She just said, "You don't know how to love anything you can't control." I laughed when she said it, because that's what men like me do when something hurts. We hide it behind bravado, but those words, they followed me like a ghost. Because deep down, she was right. I didn't know how to love something I couldn't dominate. My whole life was about control, my body, my business, my destiny. But you can't control connection. You can't schedule affection between meetings. You can't automate love. So I let it die. And when it did, I buried it under more work, more money, more noise. And you tell yourself it's fine. You tell yourself that emotions are for the weak, that attachment slows you down, that kings don't cry. But kings do cry. They just do it alone, at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling of a palace that feels like a prison. I've lived like that for years, surrounded by luxury but starved for something real. And the crazy part, the world looks at you and thinks you have it all. They think the fame means freedom, but fame is the tightest cage ever built. You can't sneeze without someone filming it. You can't trust anyone because loyalty is a currency, and most people are broke. You become paranoid, cold, calculated. You test everyone because you've been betrayed too many times. And in that process, you stop being human. You become a brand, a symbol, a legend. But legends don't laugh the same. They don't feel the same. They don't live the same. And when the cameras go off, the silence hits harder than any punch ever could. That's the silence I live with. The silence that follows you when you realize that the world will remember your words, but not your heart. See, people think Andrew Tate is this machine, this unstoppable, unfeeling force. But I'm a man, and men, real men, feel everything. We just don't show it because the world doesn't reward vulnerability. The world rewards strength, confidence, dominance, so we armor up. But armor, my friend, gets heavy. Every day you carry more, until you can barely move, until one day you wake up and realize you've built a fortress so strong that nobody can enter. But you also can't get out, and that's when you understand the prison isn't outside, it's inside. That's why I'm saying this now, because there's a version of me that's been trapped inside this character for too long. The top G is a mask. A powerful mask, sure, but it's still a mask. Underneath it, there's a man who's tired, not weak, tired of fighting everything, tired of being misunderstood, tired of pretending that success makes you whole. And that's the truth nobody wants to hear. Success doesn't heal you. It amplifies what's already broken. If you're empty, success makes you more empty. If you're lonely, success makes you more alone. If you're angry, it multiplies the anger, because now you've got power, and power without peace is poison. I learned that the hard way. I built an empire, but I missed moments that mattered. My brother Tristan, he's my blood, my backbone. But even between us, there were years where I was so focused on building that I forgot to just be, to laugh, to talk about something other than money or strategy or survival. And my father, the man who taught me strength, discipline, pride, I spent years trying to make him proud, chasing the kind of success that I thought would honor him. But if I could speak to him now, I think he'd say, "Son, you were already enough before all of this." But I didn't know that, so I kept running faster, harder, until the noise drowned out everything else. You start to think you're doing it for them, your family, your people, your legacy, but deep down, it's for you, for that small, scared boy inside who thinks he's not enough until he conquers the world. And that's the tragedy of ambition. It disguises itself as purpose while quietly erasing your soul. Let me tell you what happens when the lights go out and the crowd goes home, when the women stop calling, when the business meetings end, when the adrenaline fades, and you're left alone with yourself. You realize that all the battles, all the wins, all the money, they're just noise if you have no peace in your heart. I've been in cells, I've been in hospitals, I've been in rooms where death felt closer than sleep, and in those moments when everything is stripped away, no fame, no phone, no followers, you start asking questions that success never prepared you for. Who am I without all this? Who would love me if I had nothing to offer? What's left when the world stops clapping? That's the moment you realize the real war was never against the matrix, the system, or society. The real war was inside, between the man you are and the man you pretend to be, and most of us, we lose that war quietly. So if you're watching this, thinking you're grinding, hustling, sacrificing everything for success, ask yourself, what are you building? A legacy or a prison? Because I built both. And I can tell you right now, legacy without peace is just another kind of death. You don't want to end up being admired by millions but known by no one. You don't want to be the man who inspired the world but failed the ones who loved him. You don't want to wake up one day realizing you conquered everything except yourself. That's why I say, delete this video when I die, because this isn't the part people should remember. They should remember the strength, the discipline, the lessons about resilience. Not the confession of a man who finally realized he was human, but while I'm still here, I'll say it anyway, because someone out there needs to hear it before it's too late. Brother, you can be powerful and peaceful. You can chase greatness and still love deeply. You can dominate your world without destroying your soul. Don't let society trick you into thinking you have to choose between success and love, between ambition and connection. You don't. You just have to be honest enough to balance them, because if you don't, success will eat you alive. Here's what I wish someone had told me when I was 20. The world doesn't reward peace. It rewards performance. But performance without peace is suicide in slow motion. The moments that matter most, they're not on stage, they're not on camera, they're not in the deals or the fame, they're in the quiet mornings with someone who loves you, the laughs that nobody films, the peace of knowing you don't have to prove yourself anymore. That's real freedom. That's real success. And the irony is, the man everyone thinks is the freest man alive has never truly been free. Freedom without peace is just another kind of prison. So when I die, delete this video. Let the myth remain. Let the top G live in people's minds as the symbol of strength and defiance, because maybe that's what the world needs.